everyone, my name's Lecture Donkey, and welcome back to our No Man's Sky in 2D in GameMaker project. So, in the last video we did a little bit of spaceship movement, etc. But in this video we're going to go ahead and make our planets. So, I've done a little bit outside of videos, just made a really simple circle with another sprite, which is rather important with it drawn on the outside. You can do whatever you want for this, but this is just when it when you hover over that planet. So we're going to go ahead and make a object for this planet. You can also add other objects, other planets even. You can add other variations. You could do whatever you guys wanted to do with that. But in this video I'm just going to do one. Maybe add some more in later. But anyway, in the meantime, we've got our planet's object. What do we want to do? Well, first off, we need to create a create event, because otherwise it'll just be constantly flicking between our hover over and our not hover over, and it'd look a bit odd. So we need to set our image speed equals 0. Also, we need to make sure our image index also equals 0, just in case. It's a little precautionary measure. But anyway, now we need to make it change when we hover over it. So for this, we're going to use mouse enter, I believe. We can play around with that. Not quite sure if that's the correct one to use. I've never really used it personally, but we'll go ahead and give it a go. So we're going to put a little title, and this is going to be change sprite when hovering. I'll do. So image index equals 1. Now we're going to make another event, and this is going to be mouse leave, and in this one we're going to revert to original state, and this is just simply going to be image index equals 0. Pretty simple, right guys? We just better go and test this really quickly, make sure it's all working. So let's plop our planet in. Let's just put it there so we know exactly where it is. I know that looks a little bit small in comparison to our spaceship, but once again, I'm not doing it for the art or for the actual playing of the game. I'm making it so that you guys can learn something and maybe get your own game out of it if you go and put the effort into it. So you can see here we've got our planet, and we can see as we hover over it, the black doesn't really show up, but we can see it does actually make a pretty nice effect. It makes it look a little bit smaller, and we can see we've acknowledged we've hovered over it, which is just about perfect. So what we're going to do really quickly now is make another room. So for this we're going to call it room planet 1. That'll probably do for the time being. We're just going to keep the dimensions as they are here at the moment. One thing I have learned actually in the meantime is if you hold down your middle mouse button, you can actually move around the view instead of having to click around in here. It makes it a bit quicker. So anyway, in this room we're going to change the background to a more friendly kind of blue. That's a bit too blue. I want a kind of sky blue. I guess that will probably do. And this is going to be the room that we generate when we click on this planet. So now we're going to have another mouse button, and it's going to be left. Is it left pressed, or I guess left button? That'll do. So in this we're going to beam down to planet. This is kind of similar actually to No Man's Sky, because No Man's Sky you don't actually fly the spaceship down to the planet. You actually beam down to, well, you don't beam down to it, you press a button then it lands it for you, which isn't great, but it'll do for this. It'll work quite well, I think, actually. So what we're going to do, really simply, room equals room planet 1. Really, really simple. So now we can go and have a look, and that should work just about perfectly. Although at the moment we won't actually have any planet generated in our room planet. That's because we've not actually made any code for that. We won't be doing that in this video, however in a very short video after we will be. So you can see now we've gone to our blue background, we're ready to make our world in here and beam our player into that world when we're done. So actually let's prepare for the next video and make another object. I'm going to call this object level gen. Oh, actually, my mouse is taking a holiday. Hang on a minute. Object world. Well, yeah, world gen. That will do. The actual bulk of this code is pretty similar to my sandbox series I did, but I'm going to presume a lot of you guys haven't seen that, so I'll be going over it all over again. And it is actually it's twist on Heartbeast's tutorial, his dungeon tutorial. I kind of tweaked it and made it into a sandbox world generation, but we'll be doing that in the next video. I'm just trying to see if there's anything that we can do in this kind of little video. I guess technically we'll add that world generation to the planet. That's something we'll need to do. We'll also add the player. Player can go up there because the world isn't actually going to go any higher than that, pretty much. We're going to enable the use of views, visible when the room starts, and we're going to follow the player. Going to give it a H box of, who knows? Let's say 500. Oh no, it's not like 500. Hang on a minute. Why doesn't it like 500? 500 and 500. I'm not going to get pinged this time, man. But we can't actually go and test that at the moment. Actually, one other thing we need to be doing is changing our view in the room. We're going to half that to 512 by 384, I believe. And that's pretty much it for today, guys. So we've made our planets, we've made so we can hover over them, we can click them, and it beams us onto another planet. Only problem is there isn't a planet there at the moment, but we will go ahead and do that in the next video after this one. And then the video after that, well, actually, world generation will probably take up 2 episodes because it's probably quite a big thing to do. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, or in fact the whole series. If you did, remember to like, subscribe, or just do whatever you guys do, and remember to come back for the next video. I'll be waiting there for you. I'll talk to you in the next one.